On the play, intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Intentional grounding, number 1. Intentional grounding, offense, number 15.
Week 4.
Week 4, episode 6.
Week 4,
episode 6. Welcome in.
4 and 6, similar to what Florida State's record is probably going to be this year.
Bada bing,
that's
bada
a
boom.
good-
Even though mathematically doesn't make sense, they play 12 games in the regular season.
They'll forfeit the last 2 because it's
Yeah.
been so brutal. Is
Yeah.
what I
Most
think you're trying
likely.
to say.
They'll miss a bowl. Well, welcome to episode 6, week 4 of the intentional grounding college football season. It's our season. Today we've got some good stuff for y'all. We're going to go over just a couple topics to run you through. We've got a new number 1 in the AP poll.
Boo.
And that school looks pretty freaking good.
Boo.
With a new quarterback, maybe.
Boo.
Georgia barely survives this week against Kentucky. The state of Florida officially has their new school.
Florida International, let's go.
Let's go,
FIU.
And the Pac-12 is officially making a return. Those are just a couple topics that we'll go over today in this episode. We're going to go ahead and get into a recap of week 1. We're going to go conference by conference. We're going to start with the SEC, and let's roll it over to our SEC guy. SEC had some big scores and big scares this week.
It was a confusing week this
It
week.
was pretty
for
confusing.
sure, but
Yeah.
that is the beauty of the sport. That is the beauty of the first 4 weeks of college football. A lot of potential upsets go down. A lot of routes happens in every conference, but sometimes the routes are just a little bit heavier in the SEC. But yeah, Georgia, man, oh man, I have a handful of thoughts on this game. First thing that comes to mind is Mark Stoops has 0 balls, 0. 4th and 8 on your own 50 to give your team a chance to win the game, and you punt and let Georgia run down the clock and win the game. That guy needs to be fired. He's a pansy. But yeah, Georgia did not look good. However, if I'm a Georgia fan, I'm not worried at all. I think that is just what Georgia needed, just what Kirby Smart needed to.
They need some humbling.
They did, and how it was Kentucky makes no sense to me.
That
But
Well, it's
humbling
been
also
Kentucky,
is
right? They've struggled at Kentucky the last few years, and it's been like very strange.
yeah, it's just then Mark Stoops finds a way to blow it every year.
This is perfect for Kirby, though, because he can yell at his team.
Oh, my God.
They've slipped to number 2 in the AP poll. They think you suck.
Yeah. Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia barely squeaks one out. Kentucky. The confusing thing about this game is Kentucky didn't even look that good.
No, they did not.
they haven't looked good.
Yeah, Georgia's looked so sluggish, but they'll be all right. It was a crazy game to watch, though. If you're a clown like me, I thought Kentucky might have had a chance to pull it out, but then I remembered last second Mark Stoops was their head coach. Mizzou, absolute nail biter.
It was a nail biter. It was a great game, though.
It was a
Honestly,
great
it was a
game.
very entertaining game.
And there's a touchdown by Castellanos to make it 21-15 heading into the fourth quarter. Don't know if that was actually what happened, but Castellanos put up
Dude, I love him.
an impressive performance.
He's a baller.
He's fun.
he's got
What
that
year
dog
is
in him.
he?
I think he's a redshirt sophomore.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
He might
check
hit that
in.
transfer portal next year. And
He transferred in from UCF.
He put up 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not too bad against a really stout SEC defense.
what did you rush for?
He had 16 yards on 13 carries. So that's the impressive thing is like this guy last year could not throw the ball very well. He had 1,000 yards rushing in the ACC as a quarterback. So to keep him down to 1.2 a carry, that's big.
That is a great job for Bill O'Brien too. Not just obviously how they played against Mizzou. I know they lost, but great game plan by him, and I think he'll have that team being a consistent bowl team moving forward. We will see how that plays out in about 7 weeks from now. What a game.
Oh.
College game day goes to Columbia, South Carolina. For the first time in 10 years, LSU, number 16, 15, 14 team in the country.
16.
What a game.
Dude, that was
What
an
a
incredible
game.
game. Some of my friends were clowning me that I think that game day should have been there. Game day deserved to be there, and after watching that game, I still stand by that fact.
Yeah.
Like it was a
It lived up
wonderful
to the hype,
game
too.
For sure.
It was a wonderful game. I'm glad that they chose it over the Mizzou Boston College game. I think that would have been a good alternative, but this game was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. LSU to go down so big so early and make the comeback.
What a heartbreaker
I
for
know.
South Carolina
Yeah.
fans. I have so much sympathy for that program. Not screw South Carolina.
Dang.
Screw South Carolina. I knew you guys couldn't pull it off. Garrett Nussmeier put up 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Somehow, Caden Durham, a true freshman, ran all over you for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty embarrassing. But I think the story of the game here outside LSU is Lenore Sellers might be pretty dang good.
Yeah.
The quarterback for South Carolina.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. His
And he wasn't wearing the space goggles this game.
No
his
goggles.
69-yard touchdown, rushing
That was
touchdown.
sick,
That
yeah.
was nice.
What was crazy about this game was that South Carolina was pretty bad on a down-to-down basis, but they had 5 explosive touchdowns or 4, and
Oh yeah, they had massive.
that was
A lot
how
of
they stayed
turnovers.
in the game. They couldn't move the ball on a down-to-down basis, but they got really lucky on some of those explosives.
look at
They're
that.
not lucky. They were good.
Yeah,
but,
they brought the boom.
yeah.
Big Justice gives that a big old.
If you're tuning in on Apple or Spotify, Gilly just made his arrival.
Yo, what's up?
Hey man,
What's up,
We
bruh?
keep changing where everything is every time.
yeah.
Every episode. So
You gotta change
keep
it up
you on
for
your
the
toes.
viewers.
Gotta
That's
keep it on
right.
your
Shout out
toes,
to-
baby.
Can't be the same thing every time.
That's very true.
What a game! What a game in Columbia. Shout out LSU. Shout out Garrett Snussmeyer.
Garrett Snussmeyer.
That is his new name. Snussy, Big Sus Snussy.
Garrett Sussmeyer.
People are saying.
Yeah.
And then to round out SEC this week, out of notable events that took place, Tennessee, Texas, Bama, and Ole Miss all had pretty inferior opponents, but still outscored. Had a combined score across the board of 209.
2000.
500 points per game.
500 points per team. Shout out. No, Tennessee, Texas, Bama, and Ole Miss put up games with a combined score of 209 to 23.
That is ridiculous.
Pretty good.
Offense is officially back in the SEC. Not that it was ever lost, but
Tennessee was the only school to shut their opponent out.
the only team in the country to not allow an offensive touchdown this year as well, which is exciting for us.
Shout out
Missouri
Aiden
did
White
hold
on the
that
pick
record,
six.
but
Good
that
play.
went alone.
Did
But-
Missouri get schooled on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was close, wasn't it? Boston College?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we will get to that here in just a little bit in the ACC.
Oh, we just got to that.
Let's hand it over to
we just got to.
let's hand
We just
over
got
to
to
the spicy Big 12 guy and Patrick Pittman.
Over here, OK State, Kansas State, and Utah are fighting hard for that bid, that Big 12 bid. We saw Kansas State win on Friday night, 31-7, in Manhattan.
Yep.
And then Oklahoma State put on a show in Tulsa, winning 45-10.
Yes, sir.
And Utah struggled a bit. Cam Rising was out, but they ended up pulling away, 17-point win. I, as an Oklahoma State fan, cannot tell you who. Yeah, you want me? That's receiving.
Oh, just kidding.
Where's Blue Russia?
Think he's
Still
pulling up
not great.
stats.
Still
He's
not
trying to pull
great,
up live
honestly.
stats.
Math.
Still
Where's-
not great.
Yeah.
Michaela, we need you. We need you here.
Okay, what Binky's pulling up right now is Ollie Gordon's stats, and from the look of it, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
What's wrong with
But that,
that?
you know what? I'll give it to you. That's a sign of an elite team. When your best player, offensive player at least, from what you're telling us earlier, best offensive player on the team only puts up 60 yards of total offense or 50 yards of total offense, and you're still able to demolish a team. That's a good look.
Yeah.
So,
Last year he averaged 6.1 yards a touch, and he's at 3.5 this year.
Yeah, he's had a quiet couple weeks. It's okay. I think we'll
Just
bounce
takes a minute
back.
to get going sometimes.
It took him a minute to get into the season last year, and it might take him that same time to get in this year. But these three schools, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Utah, I, as an Oklahoma State fan, cannot tell you which school is going to win that bid at this point in time, because I think they're 12, 13, 14 in the AP poll.
They actually benched him for Morris. Morris wasn't much better.
Sorry. Shout out Ryan Rosillo.
I don't know. I don't know which you I cannot with you right now. These three schools are good. Kansas State putting up a show on Arizona is surprising to me. I did not think it was going to be a blowout like it was.
It's what happens when your team runs through two players, a quarterback and a wide receiver.
But yeah, the Big 12's getting spicy.
Did you watch the Arizona State versus Texas State Thursday night action?
That was
What?
insane.
Great game.
It was actually a really good game.
What happened?
Great game.
Because I saw it all over Twitter. I didn't take the time to look
It was just a
into
really good game. I think it would have been a cooler game if Texas State would have pulled out the win. They kind of blew it. They were up early, and they held the lead till about the fourth quarter. And then Arizona State just fought back, but it was at Texas State. So that was interesting that they scheduled that.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
wild.
at UTSA. It's
And
kind of like
then
Bama playing at USF last year.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But
I didn't get to watch, but they had they concluded the broadcast, and then there
what
was another down that they played after that was not shown
That was weird.
on TV.
Yeah.
And what? I don't know where the ball. I didn't get to watch it, so I don't know where the ball was snapped or where it was. But having to go back and hey, by the way, you scored a game-winning touchdown.
Oh my
We're gonna
Lord.
replay that for you. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough scene.
It was very, very strange game. But yeah, Arizona State also 3-0. So
3-0.
Can't count them out.
Hey, the UCF and TCU game was also a crazy good game too. UCF.
That's true.
What a
coming back.
comeback by our Golden Knights.
Seriously, we were all looking kind of dummy there.
The
I
coach had the
know, I
Orlando
was like, I
swag
cannot.
too. It was
But
amazing.
UCF pulled it out.
They did what?
Texas Tech destroys North Texas.
Yeah, they were mad.
Yeah.
Lots of blowouts again in the Big 12 this week.
What else?
And now we're going to go to the ACC, or do we call it the ASS now, Jackson?
That's fair. We can call it whatever y'all want. The All Coast Conference, the ass. I think the ass is probably
ass.
the ass is probably right.
I think that's fair.
This was kind of a boring, in my opinion, a not super compelling week for the ACC. That might not be true. A majority of the league played nobodies, but we already talked about Missouri, Boston College. I have been fading Boston College. I've felt like they've been getting too much credit for their FSU win, but that was really impressive. Miami put 62 on Ball State without trying. I think they're probably pretty good this year, if I had to guess. I don't who in this league is going to give them a fight in the championship game. I know it's early to say that, but maybe Clemson. If
Clemson
they
or
play
Louisville.
like they did,
Yeah, I
Louisville
think
does
it's-
look really good.
Yeah.
They've scored a bajillion points.
Clemson looked really good last week.
Yeah, on their bye, they were chilling from the
The
couch.
cupcake weekend.
Yeah.
I actually think
forget where they
there's a lot of mid in this league, and there's a lot of disappointment. FSU losing to Memphis at home.
Go Tigers.
What are we doing? That's tough. You play Cal next week at home. I don't know that you're going to win that game.
Dude, Cal Twitter's on fire.
Can you imagine?
Dude,
Can you
Cal
imagine?
Twitter
Crushing it.
is
Oh
a
my God.
force I
They have
did not know existed.
Come out of the woodworks.
They are, what is it? Campbell Woke Stadium is what they're called.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. It's awesome.
Woke
It is.
Campbell
Woke
Stadium.
Campbell Stadium. Yeah, there you go.
Why? Wait, what? I haven't heard any of this.
So, the thing from their fan base is they're embracing their West Coastness, and if you just search on Twitter Woke Campbell Stadium, you'll see all these photoshopped images of the stadium, and it's just very inclusive messaging and like all the signs in the yard that are like we're a house full of love. Like it's really funny.
That's awesome.
I would love to be a Cal fan traveling to FSU knowing that I'm going to win that game. That would be really fun.
Fun fact too: the California Golden Bears and the Duke Blue Devils are 3-0 right now. So,
Dude, that is such a
shout
fun
out
fact.
to scheduling for them.
Yeah.
Their scheduling crew.
Hey, Cal
they
went to
knew the
Auburn and
assignment.
won.
It's gonna be sick when they both finish 6 and 6.
I was
Both
just
missed
looking
the
up.
bowl.
They don't.
They both don't make
Both of them don't make
games.
bowls.
They don't play each other, and I'm just pissed about it because that'd be electric.
Yeah, that would be electric.
Just Wallace Wade. We could go down to the Devil Deck, the $30 Devil Deck. That I don't know if you guys have seen. They've turned half the student section because nobody was showing up into like a party deck on the Duke side where we sat last year.
Dude, that'd be lit.
And so you can get on the Devil Deck for $30.
Lord
a
knows
ticket.
they need it because that place is a snooze.
Somebody,
Y'all have seen the UNC equivalent, right?
Yes, it's awful.
They got
What's it
dragged-
called?
sketchiest.
They got dragged
Jimmy
on Twitter
rigged.
for it. It was awesome. And they're going to beat NC State at home, which is going to make me
You
cry.
can buy tickets underneath their deck as well. That's the only difference at UNC is you
It's
can
a
actually
2-for-1 special.
You can still get the seats underneath there
They
with a
actually-
terrible
with
view.
no view.
They
Yeah.
pay you to sit under there because
Yeah.
of the absolute liability of that Jimmy rigged stand
This-
that they put up.
guys, this is gonna be this is crazy, but we should go to the Florida State Duke game.
Is it at Duke?
It's at Duke.
What's
Oh,
the
that
date?
is,
I'm in.
that is disgusting.
October 18th.
I'd be down.
Is that a
honestly.
Friday night?
We could go to the Devil Deck.
Oh
and we
my
could watch
god, if
Florida
it's a
State.
Friday night.
Is it a Friday night
It might be
game
a
at
Friday
Wallace
night.
Wade? No way.
Oh, Binky's
we're-
over here looking at Tennessee's schedule.
I might be gone. Let's see.
That would be disgusting.
I'd be in.
Can't figure out
Pause
what
while we do some
I
schedule
can't figure out what day.
coordination.
October 8th.
Dude, it's kind of crazy. Like, if I just search October 18th, it does not. Yep, Friday, October 18th.
Oh my gosh.
all right.
Oh, it is a Friday night.
Yep.
Live pod from the
Oh,
deck.
frick.
Yeah,
I
we
won't be
could
here.
we could go live at the deck. That'd be weird that our podcast has been a Duke. This is our second Duke home game we've been to.
Everyone who's listening that's not in North Carolina probably hates us.
Yeah, probably.
Get
All
over
right.
it.
Holy god. Oh my gosh.
So
Really?
that's-
$78?
For the deck?
No,
For
dude.
general admission.
Oh, that's
What?
We're going to the
No,
deck, dude.
no.
We're not going to the general admission.
Last thing, Duke.
What?
needs is
Where's
more
the
money.
deck? There's no deck
You gotta
here.
look up Devil Deck.
We're going to try and find the deck.
We'll table
but
this
in
for-
the-
We'll table this.
For
We'll do
post
this
call.
offline.
We'll search for the deck.
Yeah.
I just said post call. We are not, in fact, on a call. We are on a podcast. Let's take this offline.
We'll take this
We'll
offline.
circle back.
Yeah.
What
I think-
else from the Ask Conference do we got?
I think I don't want to talk about NC State.
They
really.
survived.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yo, what's up with Grayson? I didn't see the game at all. I'm not trolling.
Oh, no.
I was at
No.
ECU and I didn't get to watch the game, but I saw that he wasn't in anymore. What happened?
So he went out. So there was a drive in the second quarter. He took a hit. He didn't really show any pain. Got up. Immediately went to the locker room and immediately was ruled out. So I don't think this was an injury that he sustained this game.
Got it.
I think this is something that he's been dealing with for a while. That's like pure speculation, but
That would make sense why he's been playing bad.
He's been looking like
First
there
reported
were,
by Jackson Wolbert.
Oh god,
On the prowl.
yeah,
Yeah.
great. There were like 3 or 4 throws in the first half that were like, if you go and watch his film, he makes those at Coastal Carolina every day of the week, and he just didn't throw. Like he didn't even try. And I'm
Yep.
like, man, that you don't do that if you're healthy.
Yeah.
So that's disappointing. And now we're starting a true freshman at Clemson next week. The point spread is 20.5.
Oh,
So
good.
I will say,
can make your money.
I don't know how good this backup quarterback is going to be, but he looked like a football player.
He's good enough.
He's shifty.
He's good enough that this staff thinks that he could be the guy next year, and they're not going to try and. Did I miss? Anytime I hear Gilly say that's awesome, I feel like I missed something.
Sorry, Pat's still looking up.
Oh,
Devil
we're still
Deck
looking
all
at
you
it
can
with
eat
the
free
deck.
food.
It's okay.
It's a full
Talk to
pass.
me, man.
It's all right, man. We'll just do our
I'm
own.
still
We'll do our own
listening, sorry.
podcast. We'll separate. And
I
do-
figured out the tickets are only $47.
Go ahead,
Deep-
lock in 4 of
just
those.
deep-
I do want to go to the Tennessee Bama
I'd be
game that
down,
weekend.
dude.
Okay.
You can do
Yeah.
2 for 1.
We could do 25.
If we get 25 people to
We
pack
could
out
bring
the
like
Devil's
19
Deck.
of our fans.
Yeah. All night. All
We're
night.
giving out 21 Devil's Deck tickets. Click the link in the bio. We'll fly in
Oh,
for
okay.
out-of-state listeners.
Oh my god.
I will
It's our
pay.
sweepstakes.
Oh,
this
Alex,
week.
Hold on, accountability update. Did you bring my $75?
I did. It's in the car. We'll be able to,
right,
to
great.
do this after.
It's in the
That's
car.
great.
It's also in pennies.
That's fine. Honestly, that'd be kind of sick. Not really. That'd be horrible.
Do we want to go to the?
Do we want to talk? Well, let's save the FSU Memphis game for our Group of 5 recap.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they need more of the shine than FSU does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Although I will shout out FSU for this week in practice. I don't know if y'all saw they were practicing with water guns in the background.
Made all the difference.
They were.
How does that?
taking snaps? There was just a meme, and it was a video of DJ Ukulele taking a snap, and behind him was like 3 guys running in the background, spraying each other with water guns, and it went viral. It was awesome. But yeah, let's go to Big Ten.
All right. Well, I think let's all hop in on this one.
Okay,
Let's,
Michigan looks ugly.
Yeah, they do.
They look bad. They might win a lot still, but they just look ugly.
They kind of controlled the game against the Fighting Butch Joneses, who, keep in mind, Butch Jones at Arkansas State
Yep.
was the guy you probably saw go viral last year for crying on the sideline after losing 73-3 against Oklahoma.
And why do you hate Butch Jones so the people can
'cause
understand?
He destroyed the Tennessee football program.
He was a really good coach in Knoxville. I think,
But
is what I
as
remember.
He was a
one of
fine
Heupel's
coach.
disciples, he has reinvigorated this program. Shout out Josh Heupel, not a sponsor, just a very big fan.
Heupel, side note, really looks like Bobby Hill. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
He's so fat and ugly.
Not the fatness,
love
just
it.
the face.
Dude,
No,
it's
he's
incredible
fat.
that that guy
we
was
don't have to be mean to him.
Yeah.
God.
No, I
he's
can
like-
listen. I can call a
he's
spade a
like-
spade. He's fat and ugly.
Oh
But is he
my
a
God,
hell
bro.
of a football coach? By God, yeah, he is.
I guess
When
we'll
is-
never get
when he a
Heupel on the
Heisman
podcast.
We're talking about the Big Ten, not Tennessee.
He was a Heisman runner-up.
God.
It always comes back to Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's
man.
pretty wild. how
Pinky's still pissed that they
He's
lost
wearing
a game in the
Falcons
90s.
jersey
He still
right now
brings it up.
too.
Anyways, Big
Anyways,
Ten.
Michigan looked terrible. I mean, they
Stinky.
controlled the game against the fighting crying Butch Joneses, should I say? But bottom line is that quarterback room is a big problem. Davis Warren looked like Bryce Young at the Panthers.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
Alex
better.
Orgy in the end zone,
Alex who?
They're going to start with him next week, I think.
Yeah.
That's what
as
I
they
saw.
should.
They
As
are.
should. They're not looking great. I mean, I think what we now realize why Michigan was so good last year. One, their offensive line was better, but two, they had
An NFL caliber quarterback.
allegedly a first round NFL quarterback. Which is he starting this year?
He's starting his rehab because he tore
Okay.
a ligament, I think.
Oh,
is what
poor guy.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Anyways, but when you have a field general and a leader like that, you realize how
Joe.
important it is. But also, I mean, the running game can't get up to par with what it was last year. Defense is still good, but it's just when you don't have a solid quarterback. I'm not even gonna say good. When you don't have a solid quarterback, you just, especially when you run an offense like Michigan does with the ground and pound, it brings out a lot of problems. So hashtag trouble in Ann Arbor. Shout out Wisconsin. Shout out Big Cat. He actually told me today that he was really excited for this Bama game. He really believed they were going to win before Tyler Van Dyke got injured.
They had no shot even with Tyler Van Dyke.
They lost 42-10. Nice little boat race, and then
Some would say motorboated. Like absolutely.
motorboated. Yes,
Absolutely.
that's what they're saying.
It's more
out
time.
in Madison, Wisconsin. A lot of motorboats.
It's boating time. That's what they say.
Boating season.
It's cheesing time.
Purdue, I mean, Notre Dame was just going to win this week. I think they were always going to win this week. I think
Yeah.
that was just whoever they played.
We knew they were
Maybe-
going to win, but not that big. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Shout out to Riley. Really just making a case for himself.
Are y'all on a first name basis?
We are, yeah. Rachel calls him her boyfriend, so that's great for me. Washington loses the Apple Cup. That was huge. Isn't that absolutely like the
That was
biggest
horrible. That was a horrible look.
biggest loss? I mean, what's bigger?
On
Is
the
this
last play of the game, too.
I guess this is not as big. I'm thinking of past runner-ups that have lost a bigger game, and I guess the TCU to Colorado last year was a little bigger. But
It's
this
Apple
one
time.
this one is like, I mean, you don't lose to Wazoo anymore.
That was Wazoo's revenge for Washington leaving them high and dry in the Pac-12.
Honestly,
Which
Hey, this is
did we talk about it yet?
We haven't yet, but this is an interesting question. We can go into that, but I'm also on the group of 5 question this season with Washington State specifically. Can Washington State
are they? I guess they, yeah.
be? Can they fill that bid? Can they fill that group of 5 bid technically?
That's a great question.
Because they're no longer calling
I
it.
think the Pac-2 are operating as independents this year.
Okay, so what?
Like they have a
So it's
tie-in
really
with the
hard
Mountain
for
West
them.
for scheduling.
That's a great question.
That is
But
really good.
actually,
And they don't have a
Is-
conference championship game.
Yeah, they do.
The Pac-2.
Yeah, I thought they played each other.
Are they going to do that? I
We need
thought
to-
that they weren't.
They'll play each other, but it won't be as a like it's not recognized as a championship.
yeah.
Is it
What's
the last
going
game
on
of the
in
season?
Pac-12?
Well, so the big news for everybody,
Brian
if you didn't
Morse
see it, what used to be the Pac-12, now they're the 2-pack. They gained 4 teams, so now they're the 6-pack. And they're only schools with state in the name, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah, true.
There's Boise State, San Diego State, Fresno State, and what's the 4th one that we're thinking of right now as well?
Colorado State.
Colorado State
Wow.
are joining
state schools.
the
I've heard
the
App
2-pack.
State is on the docket.
That
to
would make
join.
sense, yeah, based on the recent scheduling and just geography, just to add
I feel
App
like
State.
App State could go in there and
That would be
make
awesome.
some noise.
No
Mess
one
some
would
people
ever
up.
be at away games, we'd have
that'd
no
be
away
fun for
fans.
you as an App fan though to go to all those games.
Yeah, the
Not fun
ticket
for your
charging would be
pocket, though.
be great. But yeah, so that's huge. So I think, I don't know. Do you think that they'll keep growing? Or are they going to add 2 more? Because I think they need 8.
I
Is
think
what
that-
I saw to be considered a.
I think they'll add a couple more. I think they're looking. I saw an article today that said they're desperately looking for more schools.
They'll probably poach some G5
Yeah.
up and comers.
Liberty.
Yeah,
Honestly, I can see
Liberty.
I can see UNLV
yeah.
potentially.
If they want to keep it geographical, it would have made more sense if Cal and Stanford hadn't left.
If they
Can we
be
give
honest.
them back? I
Yeah,
kinda wanna
if
give
Cal
them
and
back.
Stanford would have just went back, and then the ACC could add like.
Throw SMU in there.
Tulane.
I mean,
Literally
they're getting
anybody
no
else.
money.
SMU, true.
They have all the incentive in the world to hop over into the pack. What, the 6-pack now?
Yeah.
Because if they got a little more branded schools, then would they be considered?
Why were they
Round
ever
five.
called? Why were they ever called the Pac-12 when they could have been called the 12-pack? That is that is horrible.
Fair question.
I don't
is
know.
bad.
It's very strange. I don't understand if
Missed
they would be.
opportunity.
They're definitely not a power conference now.
But will they be?
Would
No.
they be if they
I
add all
don't
these
think
schools?
so. I think
or are
we
they
go.
just?
I think we go
No.
G6 and Power 4.
Well, a lot of it has to do with TV deals too. So would they have a better TV deal than say like the American? Would they have the best TV
Yes.
deal?
They would have more brand value than the American.
Think so? Okay.
Really?
Because that's
Yeah.
because the American is not what it used to be with like Cincinnati and
No. I mean, the American, if you want to talk about the real ASS conference,
they are indeed, besides Conference USA, I would say is the least. If you take Liberty out of there, I don't know if you could name a school.
yeah, that's true.
relevant. To be
I mean,
honest.
you've
That's a
got-
great point because I just really tried to think. MTSU, right? Middle Tennessee State.
That's right. They are
Conference
still
USA.
there.
Kent State?
They are
I got
still
one.
there. That's
No,
it.
they're in, Kent State's in the MAC.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
why are we talking about the
Jacksonville.
MAC? Isn't the MAC the poverty for the conference?
No,
Matt
well, you got
Max?
Maction. They got great branding, and they've
We
been
got
there
Northern
since
Illinois
the
in there.
50s. They've been the conference together.
Is Kennesaw also MAC?
I think Kennesaw is
They don't have great schools.
Ball-
Kennesaw's Conference USA.
Ball State.
Maction
That's
after
Mac.
dark on Wednesdays. It's great.
Of course, I want to watch a college football game on a Wednesday.
I mean, it's on.
I think Alex and I would.
Man, Wednesday Maction is a sacred.
Yeah,
rite
it
of
doesn't have to be.
passage
It's
as a
not a
college
good
football
product,
fan.
but it's a fun product.
When do those start, by the way? When does the Wednesday night
I feel like
game
it's
start?
normally October.
Yeah, it should be
God,
starting
what a-
once everything
Because
gets
then
going.
you have the 100 straight days of football that's uninterrupted or whatever it is.
Yeah.
From
because you got Thursday night's Fun Belt, Wednesday night is Maction.
Wednesday,
Well,
yeah.
They
whatever it is.
also. I think he's also referring to that as like NFL.
NFL too.
Yeah, and then NFL Sunday, Monday. You have some Tuesday games.
What the Tuesday games are the things that are throwing me off. Like, is
I
there
think
going
it's
to
still
be
Maction.
That is full sicko mode.
Is that
right
Maction or Waction on Tuesday night?
It's still Maction.
Joe?
But that goes into some
Joe.
big group of 5 wins this week.
It's just
I'll start with the least impressive. Georgia State beat Vanderbilt. Georgia State is probably the Sun Belt's version of Vanderbilt.
Not
so good
like
for
this,
them.
Vandy. Come on, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy that Vanderbilt beat Virginia Tech, who was supposed to be supposedly like a sleeper team.
Yeah, there's some people on the podcast that have Virginia Tech as their playoff sleeper.
playoff sleeper
Could
team.
not be me.
And then Vanderbilt lost to Georgia State, who has to sell or give out free tickets to even fill out 100 people in their stadium.
I have 3 friends now that did not go to Vanderbilt, are not Vanderbilt fans, that have season tickets to Vanderbilt that I think they bought for like $150. And they sell all of their tickets just so when their team goes, they have a $12 ticket, they sell the rest.
That's
That's
fair.
amazing.
And I think that might be the new intentional
It's a good
grounding
strategy.
business model. I
That's
think we
a
should
good
all
model.
get Vandy season tickets next year.
We could do that
It's
for
not
Duke.
close. It's not a close trip.
But I know, you just sell them.
I guess, yeah, that's true. We wouldn't have to go a game, honestly. But yeah, so Georgia State, shout out to them. They're playing the Brave Stadium. I would be surprised if they're actually good this year, but that's a huge win. Shout out Sunbelt.
Transitive property, Georgia State is better than Virginia Tech.
That's
how it
true.
works.
That's how it works.
Without a doubt.
UNLV. Who do they beat? They beat out.
They beat Kansas.
Kansas, the Jayhawks. So shout out Dylan
Which
for
Kansas
going
is
to Kansas.
Kansas is kind of booty this
Kansas
year.
booty,
thought they were going to
Arizona's
be good.
booty.
I think I
Well,
had them as, let's see.
I don't think Arizona's booty, but
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
bad. UNLV, pretty good.
But they beat Kansas. They beat their FCS team, whatever, or maybe this is Division 3. I don't know. But
Yeah.
Division 1, Division 2,
I thought you said Division 30.
Division 30. Yeah, that's like when we like try to go
Sounds
play
like a
tackle
new
football
Netflix
in college.
TV show.
Yeah,
But they also beat Houston at Houston by 20. Like that wasn't a close
Yeah.
game. But Houston's not great, but to have
but there's still 2 Power 5 wins.
two big. Yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
impressive.
there's 2 Big 12 wins.
Yeah, that's true.
Barely, but they count.
The Toledo Rockets, another team to keep an eye out from the MAC,
That's not what a rocket that's not what a rocket
destroys
makes, never
Mississippi State.
Oh, God.
So good.
This was honestly, as an SEC guy, I mean, honestly, I don't even really cheer for the SEC. More so, I'm just very selfish and cheer for my team. But this was embarrassing.
Bad weekend
Absolutely.
for SEC.
mind. Man, it was so nice to have the
Humiliated.
cowbells
Yeah.
get shut up. I hate their cowbell
Are
shit.
they undefeated?
Toledo, let's see. Sorry, I'm not very well in tune with my Toledo ball knowledge here.
They are undefeated.
Oh.
They have
All right.
defeated Duquesne.
I mean, Toledo is
Duquesne
undefeated.
and
They beat
UMass.
Mississippi State 41-17. It wasn't close. They scored 21 in the second quarter.
Oh, Toledo and Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Northern Illinois is Maction as well, aren't
Couple
they?
weeks.
Toledo
Yeah.
put up 500 yards of offense on Mississippi State. Holy
That's the
snot.
thing. It wasn't like a fluke. It was they were the
Yeah,
better
they
team.
dominated.
It's very interesting.
I will say, like, sorry to cut you off, Alex. Like these, like we know that none of these teams are going to win the playoff, but all of these games are so much more interesting because we're now talking about playoff implications.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool to like, okay, like Memphis beating FSU. How does that stack up against like a road win at Mississippi State, or if you're UNLV, you've beaten 2 power conference teams. Like, it's interesting. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It is. It's the beauty of, and also shout out Harris Wilson. We had a guaranteed new listener
Wow.
this evening. Came and said he's going to listen a lot more now that he's locked in, specifically because of the 12-team playoff this year. And
That's
that,
great.
to Jackson's point, that is the beauty
Beauty
of the
game.
playoff being expanded this year. Some of these group of 5 random games that traditionally have just never mattered have actual implications on who could be that final group of 5 bid. And then when you look across the scope of college football in general, every game in the SEC, every game in the Big Ten, every game in the ACC, all the big games in the big conferences this year mean something.
Yep.
Unlike they have in the past, which, gosh, almost brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Um,
That's great.
let's hit on Memphis real quick. We got to talk
Yeah,
Memphis.
shout out to Memphis. They also another powerful win. They're from the American Conference. They
God's
beat
conference.
Florida State, the Seminoles.
The Criminals.
I like Seminoles.
The Seminoles. Seth Hennigan 25 for 38, 272 yards, 2
Come on.
touchdowns,
Seth
1
him again.
interception. Mario Anderson, 14 carries for 32 yards.
Not great for my boy.
And
Not
Anthony
great.
Landfear, 5 receptions, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Not like high, crazy stats, but you don't really have to do that much to beat Florida State, we're learning.
Yeah.
You just have to score one more touchdown, and then they're like, DJ, go for it. You
Yeah,
know what?
I mean,
Lead
when-
us. DJ Uagalele, 16 for 30, 201 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns.
Let's go.
Let me
DJ. Put
let
up,
me read this drive chart to you
Please.
from FSU in the first half.
Yep.
please.
2 plays, 0 yards, fumble.
Yes.
3 plays, negative 10 yards, downs.
Yep.
5 plays, 26 yards, punt. 3
Yep.
plays, interception.
Yes.
6 plays, 15 yards, punt.
Yes.
8 plays, 15 yards, field goal.
Yes.
Love it.
There we go. We got some points in there.
Sick.
Shout out Penny Hardaway, who was at the game.
He's a
Penny
really
Hardaway.
good basketball coach.
Damn.
Right?
Hate Penny
No!
Hardaway. Why do you hate Penny
I got the
Hardaway?
timestamp for you. F. Penny Hardaway. That guy is a scumbag.
Why do you hate him?
He's generally not
This-
a good person.
This is not a college basketball podcast, but he is not a good human being.
Did he beat Tennessee in something?
No, we kicked their ass.
That is the
So you
correct
hate him
Indian.
because you beat him?
the immediate clarifying question.
No.
What did
This
he beat
is-
Tennessee in the 90s that you just watched
No.
as a
When
child?
he's the head coach at Memphis, and we beat them in basketball. And
Oh,
then-
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
hate
yeah.
him because you beat
We
him?
hate him because we
No,
beat him.
because of all the drama that he caused after.
What did he do?
This is not a college basketball podcast. We are moving on.
Okay, well,
Two.
shout out to also fun fact: Florida State's coach, Old Norvell, used to coach at Memphis.
He did.
Old Norville.
Yeah,
A lot of Florida State fans
That's his
were
established
saying,
nickname is
Yeah.
Old Norville.
yeah, I mean, when you're the quarterback of Florida State playing against Memphis and you put up 50% completion
coming down.
percentage,
I know.
interception,
keeps
and
coming.
no touchdowns, that's not going to get the job done. He also got sacked like a million times. He had negative 16 rushing yards. Shout out DJ Uia Poopy Stinks.
Walmart employee.
Yeah, I feel bad actually saying that because
DJ Poopy Stinks.
Uyunga La Poopy Stinks.
I mean, the Panthers will probably draft him next year.
Oh.
So I mean, he'll have a
Yeah,
pretty good job security.
Couldn't get any
Yeah,
worse than
rain's coming
Charlotte,
down.
right?
Bryce
that's
Young's going to
true.
look so good in the UFL next year.
Sorry if you get guys.
Yeah, Memphis. Come
that
on,
rain.
Tigers. They always have been, always will be my Group of 5 team. Also my dynasty team in the College Football 25 series. Let's go.
Yeah, you got a championship
They
tonight.
have a white DB
Yep.
and a white punt returner. That's also sick.
Damn.
Let's go.
All right.
Come on.
Enough of the news. Enough of the recap. I think we spent a decent amount of time there. Let's get into some recap from our picks and some of Juice's bets. Juice is not here with us today.
Convenient given his performance.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
his performance was pretty garbage. Juice technically went 1 for 6.
He went 1-4-1.
Yeah,
makes
I would
any
say he went 1-4-1. One's like a tie. Arizona ended up covering. No, I'm sorry. Arizona did not cover.
They did the opposite.
They did the opposite of that
They-
against Kansas State. They got blown out. West Virginia lost to Pitt.
What a hell of a game, by the way.
Great game.
Backyard
Yeah.
ball. We did not give that game enough shine, but great game. Congrats to both teams.
The LSU and South Carolina game was only a 3-point game, so that LSU cover did not hit. The only bet that hit was the Missouri-Boston College game under 54.5.
Go Juice.
Go Juice.
Good job, buddy.
Nice.
Thanks, Juice.
Step
Nice.
up your game or you're getting fired, buddy.
I know. If we could, if we need to tally up all of the bets that you've had so far.
Yeah.
Oregon versus Oregon State. Oregon,
Next week is your quarterly performance review, as is ours. So
Better
Juice.
come prepared. Better have a good week.
Oregon.
I'm confused on this last one. We have Duke versus UConn
Yeah, why is it
47 and a
yellow?
half
Okay.
as a push.
Yeah. Let me
push.
let me show you that. So, wait, 47.5 over. Oh.
Is Juice trying to give himself credit for
No.
another L?
Okay, so that's the sim bet. So the Duke UConn was the sim bet. So in the
okay.
sim, the Duke UConn game went over. They actually doubled the over. And then in this game, in real life, they scored 47. Exactly.
Oh, bad.
so
beat.
very close, but
I think we need to change that color to red then.
no, because technically it's a yellow. That's why we're saying it's a draw. Because he went The sim hit.
But for the people tailing us and spending their
When I
hard-earned
put my hard-earned American dollars at work at
Thank you,
DraftKings,
Jackson. Thank you.
and it comes back negative.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
He went one.
I'm just trying to give.
1 for 6.
I'm just trying to give Juice a hard time.
What is that? 16%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good math.
We'll hear from Juice in just a little bit about his bets for this upcoming week.
Hold your breath.
What?
No, I said hold your breath for Juice's segment.
Oh.
Because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it's going to be a great one. We're going to go over our picks from this past week. Looks like
There's a lot of green on this board.
Binky and Jackie
Come on.
went ahead and pulled it out again.
What's new?
And Juice went ahead and pulled it out again. How does Juice get these right but can't get any of these picks right?
Well, did you see who picked first in the doc? And
Yeah, he
see
just
whose
trails
picks?
me or Jackson every time.
I'm looking at these picks. It's a lot of
Kinda
similar.
sad.
It is very similar.
Gilly has a losing record, so nobody's surprised. Let's see here. Yeah, so you want to recap these picks here?
Yeah. So the UCF game, UCF TCU, nail biter, almost lost that. All 5 of us picked UCF.
Which we were all about to lose.
We were sweating. That was a
That
sweat
was a
game.
sweater.
Texas A&M at Florida. Gilly, Binky, and myself picked Florida.
Never picking them ever
Dumbasses,
again.
we are done talking about
Yeah.
Florida
Yep.
I can't
on this
believe
podcast.
we all picked Florida.
You haven't
We're
heard
done.
us talk about Colorado
we didn't,
because they
Gilly.
got fired. Florida is also fired. You'll never hear
Florida
about
is
them again.
fired. We will talk about Florida again when Billy Napier gets
Yeah, when
fired.
they get a new
We'll
coach,
cover
we'll
it.
inevitably
We'll
talk
cover
about
that.
it.
We'll
Yeah.
cover that.
We have sources very ears to the ground down there in Gainesville. We will keep you guys.
They're
up
well
to date.
paid. Yeah, paid them a lot for their intel.
LSU,
Shout
South
out
Carolina. Everyone picked LSU except myself. I picked South Carolina. I was really getting cocky there. I was getting cocky.
Ooh,
I see what you did
pun
there.
intended.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's a
wow.
poet, and he didn't know.
This is the
Dang.
Gamecocks.
Didn't even know
Maybe
it.
you're a poet.
I was getting cocky. Didn't work out. Honestly, though, I thought it was going to work out and that I was going to get that. They put up a hell of a game. Was the game of the week.
For sure.
FSU Memphis. I'm going to laugh at Juice and Jackson here real quick for taking FSU.
We're enacting the same rule as we are for Colorado and Florida. I think.
Yeah,
with FSU.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, why did we do it to Colorado?
We did it last year. Are we still
they're-
doing it?
no,
That was my
they're
thought.
live
No.
this year.
Yeah, Binky
No,
just
no,
doesn't
no, no.
like them.
We're talking about USC too.
You told me before the podcast we don't want to talk about Colorado anymore.
Colorado did win this
I
week.
said
Did you watch the
today.
game?
Okay, then let's not talk about them today.
Binky, are you getting nervous? Because Colorado's 2-1 now.
I just want to see you actually pay me, and then I'll start being nervous.
Pay the baby bet before
And then
you pay
Kansas
the-
State,
Yeah.
Arizona.
No, money's out there.
4
dude.
of us picked Kansas State with the lone rider Gilly picking Arizona. That was a sleeper as
I
well.
believe in Vagidas,
What's up?
the quarterback for Arizona. What's his name?
Noah Fafita.
Yep.
Fafita.
Is that remotely close to?
Yeah, Vagidas. Noah
Are you trying to
Vagidas.
say fajitas?
He doesn't do his F's well,
Yeah.
especially
Got
if
it.
the F is in the middle of a word. He doesn't do well. Like say, let's think. Say the word off-putting.
Off-putting.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
It just doesn't pronounce.
Yeah. But sometimes when he wants, he throws a J in there. It happens. It's okay.
Well,
That's a great explanation.
with those picks,
Yeah, what's our next picks?
We're gonna go into Juice's segment real quick.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's
Take
hear
it away,
from,
Juice.
Let's hear from Juice.
What you got for us?
Well, folks, betting is hard. Betting is hard, and episode 5 showed us that. Welcome to your betting corner. I'm your boy Juice, DT3, all the names. Couple things about episode 5 that I didn't love. One was WVU not really showing up. One was Arizona getting absolutely bulldozed by Kansas State. And then another one was Oregon actually maybe showing that they're real. We won one bet, which was Mizzou versus BC under 54.5, and we got a win with the sim game, but then stabbed in the heart in real life because the over was 47.5, and in real life it landed at 47. So that one hurts. So we went 1-4, and let's call it a half, just because we won the sim game in real life. Or sorry, not in real life, but we won it in video game world, and then we lost in real life. This game is a lot about moving on, so we just need to go ahead and do that. So let's talk about this week. This week, couple things I really love are Mizzou minus 21 versus Vandy. I think that's a pretty obvious cover. Mizzou is a very solid team, and I do see a chance for them to tear it up and cover that 21 points. Another one I really love, and shout out to my coworker Taylor Hooker, who's the GOAT, but I'm going to take Arkansas minus 4 versus Auburn. Shocking play, but they actually looked really good in their last 2 games, and I do see a world where they cover that. In terms of our themed money bets, I have our sim game of the week. Let's start with that. I heard that there was some Marshall, Ohio State chat in the intentional grounding pod, so let's ride with that as our sim. 51.5 is the line currently. I'm going to take the over. I think Ohio State will provide a little bit of a score off, but I think that'll give us a chance, and maybe a real chance in real life. The free money category has been kind of funny because we really haven't hit one until last week, so I'm a little unsure if that's actually free money, but I'm taking App minus 7 to cover against South Alabama. That's just riding with my boy Gilly. I know he's hurting right now in terms of the App crew, so that's what we're taking for free money. My best beat is Michigan plus 5.5 versus USC. Michigan's a good football team. This is a really surprising line, and I really do think there's a chance this is a really close one. And then my game of the week is Tennessee to cover against Oklahoma. Tennessee is a really, really good football team, and I'm gonna ride with them. We went straight spreads outside of the over under that we have as our sim bet this week because we got to get back on track. We're 8-9 overall of bets hit. So if you rode with me, you might be at roughly 50%, maybe a little lower. But that's all right. That's part of the game we're playing, and we'll hopefully get it back this week. Good luck, safe betting. Be smart with your money. Juice out.
This transition's always so funny. All right, thanks, Juice.
Juice, I got a couple of questions.
Juice, for the love of God, make the listeners some money here, okay?
I'm the only one putting money. Is anybody else putting money on it?
No, Thompson's trailing. I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler.
I
do
Rachel
it
gambles
solely for the TikToks. I put $5 down every week. Come on, Juice.
Rachel drinks and gambles. But going into the next segment, what do we got,
drinks,
Pat?
gambles, and listens to this podcast, and so should you.
Game 1 of week 4, we've got Illinois, the 24th ranked Illinois, Illinois,
Nebraska.
At the Husker Corn, Nebraska Nabuz.
Yes, sir.
Who you got first, Jackson?
I love that I go first every time.
You're at the top of the list.
That's true. But this is an alphabetical order, so I'm confused.
It is interesting.
I'm going to go with the people that husk the corn.
God's College.
That's right. They got some momentum. They're looking pretty good.
They do.
And I don't think that's going to be an easy place to play now that Nebraska knows that they're ranked. And they have reason to celebrate, and they've got a good quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, it's actually Patrick Mahomes who that's actually really scary. The
resemblance.
Doing the exact same warm-up routine, the exact same hair number. It's interesting. But that's why they're going to win, because they're playing Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to take question first. What is a more storied program, the University of Tennessee Knoxville or Nebraska? Because I'm taking Nebraska this week because I feel like they're coming back. They have the coach, they have the quarterback, they got the crowd, and the fan base is finally there. They're out of the sorry Big 12, and they're an actual conference now. So we'll see what happens.
They've been in the Big Ten for a while.
I'm so confused with everything that just happened there. Binky,
Binky, please
Who
don't
you got,
answer that
Binky?
question.
Yeah, I also have Nebraska. College football officially has it's Jason Tatum of college football.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
Nebraska?
It's no, it is. It's Dylan Raiola and Patrick Mahomes just
Wait.
mocking and glazing as much as
But
possible.
do you
He does
Jason
glaze.
Tatum? Wait, so
got
is
Krispy
Patrick
Kreme
Mahomes
energy.
the equivalent to Jason Tatum in the?
No. Dylan Raiola is equivalent to Jason Tatum because he tries to be like.
Oh
Kobe
yes,
Bryant.
yes, true. Okay, fair.
Yeah, give me Nebraska here. There's no. I mean, I just don't see number 24 Illinois walking into Nebraska at home, or sorry, away for Illinois and beating Patrick Mahomes Jr.
Nice.
Nice. Rick,
right.
who you got?
What?
Rick, who you got?
I thought I said Nebraska. Did I say Nebraska? Did I answer?
Yeah, I think you have now.
You have now.
I thought I answered. Wow.
No, you're third.
What is going on in my mind? I'm picking Nebraska this week.
Nice.
You're still thinking about Juice's bets.
Yeah.
I honestly, I was kind of looking at them.
It's true.
Juice.
Who you got?
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
man. That was great.
Yeah.
All right, game 2. We've got that school out in California, USC, taking on Michigan. We're in Ann Arbor again. Can Michigan pull it out? Jackson.
The talent gap between Michigan and USC is not as stark as it is between Texas and Michigan was. I actually like if USC's interior on the defensive line and their offensive line is what it was a couple years ago, I would definitely pick Michigan here, even with their quarterback troubles. But USC looks like their game to play in the Big Ten, which is cool. And I saw Miller Moss on a NFL mock draft in like the top 5 for next year, which is bonkers.
Quarterbacks or for overall pick?
Overall, what?
That's the most outrageous.
I
Thing
mean,
I've
it's
ever heard in my
it's
life.
early. That'll probably change, but like the fact that he is playing to that level and getting that kind of hype, like it's not all there, but there's some truth to it. So, I like the Trojans.
Love it. I think
Alex loves the Trojans.
I do. I think the
He sure
Trojans
does.
they're not good. They're going to pull it out. They're not going to keep it in. And I think they're going to win against Michigan. I think it's going to be a great game for them. And I love the moss that Miller's producing. So give me USC.
All right. This is the Trojan Podcast. Shout out. Not a sponsor.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, actually, no. Legally,
Legally,
Siri's right.
can't
Legally, we cannot
can't do that. Thank you, Siri.
Not a
Sponsored by
sponsor.
Apple.
Just a fan of the USC Trojans.
Yep.
Give me them. Give me the team from out in California. The reason being is just Michigan's quarterback room is an absolute mess, and USC does not have those issues. I think it's going to be a very close game, and it is -5.5. Oh, USC -5.5. I would take.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I'd take Michigan USC to cover for sure. But yeah, give me the Trojans. Let's see who you got here.
I'm gonna be the guy, and
gotta be.
I'm gonna take Michigan. I can't imagine this program losing another game at home. I think that would be devastating for them. Honestly, they would be unranked after this week if they lost.
For sure.
And I think they're going to fight their hearts out. That is such a corny thing to say, but
It'd only be corny if it were Nebraska.
True, you're right. But I think Michigan can pull it out. I know at the beginning of the season I said they were going to be the team that ends up unranked, and I think I'm wrong about that. To be honest, this week I hope I'm wrong about that, and that is FSU that was in the top 10. But I'm going to take Michigan. I'm going to ride with Michigan here.
All right.
Again, going against the spread here and taking Michigan.
Mom,
How many Trojan jokes did I miss while I was gone?
I think just one.
Just one? That's growth. There's a small game in the Big 12 this week. We should probably pick it. We got number 12 Utah, who's favored by 1.5 at number 14 Oklahoma State. Since my team's dreams are nearly crushed, I'm going to put all of my emotion and soul into Pat's Oklahoma State squad. I know they've got their defensive end that leads so many defensive categories out, right, Pat? But I know Utah's been having some injury struggles, and in a coin flippy game, I really like Oklahoma State's home field advantage, and I think this is where Ollie Gordon bounces back. He's been struggling a little bit to start the year, but the lights are going to be bright, and this is going to be a big game. So I'll take the Cowboys. Cowpokes.
Love it. I'm going to go Utah because Steve Smith played there. Bink, who you got?
I'm going to go Oklahoma State. I like Oklahoma State here
I love this podcast so much.
because Utah without Cam Rising is not Utah. Said at the beginning of the year, they live and die through Cam Rising. They've done it since World War II, actually, since 1945.
Thank you for your service, Cam.
I do not see Utah's backup quarterback coming in and being better than this Oklahoma State defense, even though Oklahoma State is out.
I thought Cam was going to be back
Rising
this week.
will be playing.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
Remember, you got ball sacked.
Yeah.
All right, then fine. I'm flipping.
But yeah, we didn't really cover that today.
Okay, here's a stipulation. If Cam Rising truly is playing, I'm taking Utah.
Okay.
If he doesn't play, I'm flipping my pick back to Oklahoma State.
I think
that
he
fair?
is playing. Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
fair, but I do think he is
All
playing.
right, give me Utah.
I don't
Give me
think
the
that's
Fighting
fair.
Utes. Shout out Starsmill High School. Fellow alumnus speaking here. Cole Bishop, starting safety for the Buffalo Bills, played at Utah. Let's go Utes. But if Cam Rising is not playing, let's go Oklahoma State. Woo!
Can't ride against my boys. Taking Oklahoma State this week. I do think this is the week Ollie Gordon bounces back. This entire team has been through it already this year, and I think they still have a treacherous road ahead of them. Utah, Kansas State, BYU, West Virginia. Like we've got a crazy couple games ahead of us. This is the start that I think can fuel that undefeated stretch. Give me the Pokes in a very bright orange Stillwater, Oklahoma, this coming Saturday.
What?
What's our secret game?
Secret game, boys. Secret game. Need to come in here to my editing and secret game.
Hey.
Arizona. Oh, ugh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
What? Okay.
Oh, brother.
All right.
Arizona State.
This game stinks.
Arizona State.
All right, time out.
I'm just kidding. This is actually
Yeah, what
a
were your
delightful
thoughts
game.
behind this one?
So I had 2 picks.
Okay.
It was either this one or Arkansas at Auburn.
Oh, let's do that one.
You want to do Arkansas at Auburn?
I like that.
You're the SEC guy. Of course, you're gonna like.
I
that
don't
one.
cheer for the SEC.
Yeah.
No, let's keep
I'd
it.
rather watch this
I like
game.
keeping it nasty. Let's
Yeah.
keep it.
Yeah, well, you know what?
It's a toss-up.
Let's
I like
be
this
let's
game.
be let's be sickos.
Yeah, this could be a good split.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with Arizona State.
3-0.
I'll start. I'll start with this one.
You lead
Let
the
it-
front
let it
here.
bang.
I'm going to go Texas Tech. They are in Lubbock. Texas Tech's hot right now, coming off a huge win against UNT. I know that's not much, but
Huge win.
it's still a huge win.
against
It's still a huge
North
win.
Texas.
These are both
Yep.
like mid teams in the Big 12, like incredibly mid, and Arizona State's doing a lot better than predicted. So honestly, they both have some fuel, but I think this game being in Lubbock, I've been to games in Lubbock before. It gets nasty. Give me Texas Tech.
All right. I'll go. I don't care. We'll do it live. Give me Arizona State for all the antithesized reasons Pat just said. I don't think Texas Tech has that great of a home field advantage. We saw what Arizona State was able to pull out against UTSA. I think they're going to be mad, angry. I think they think they should have won that game a little bit more. By a little bit more than UTSA. So give me the Fighting Sun Devils, even though I don't like your mascot, hashtag John316.
Love it. Good to hear you're praying again. I'm going to go with Arizona State over Texas Tech. Sorry, Texas Tech, not Texas Tech.
I heard Texas stick.
Yeah, not
That's what I
Texas
heard.
Tech either. I think Arizona State's win over Texas State is more impressive than Texas Tech's win over North Texas.
I'm not disagreeing with you. there.
I don't know who could think that a win over North Texas is good. That's not a good reason to pick them.
That would be App State's Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be a huge
play and beat North Texas.
Huge for us. So, anyways, I'm going to take the other ASU.
I'm gonna shake your hand over your pat. cut it out.
Cut it.
I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. I put a little bit more credence in a 66-21 win at home. I don't know that we can really trust Arizona State. I'm not saying we can trust Texas Tech either, but
Red Raiders.
I like them. I like them winning at home. I think their home field advantage is a little bit better than SEC Boy gives them credit for.
It's a disgusting place to play, honestly. I hate Texas Tech fans.
Lubbock is just kind of a strange
odd.
Strange place.
Lubbock.
That's fair.
All right, Juice, who you got? Okay.
Thanks,
I like
Juice.
it. Thank you, Juice.
Once again, just
all
a
of us
talker.
agree on Juice's pick.
Yeah.
Just a huge talker.
I wonder
All right,
who
what's our
picked.
last game of the week?
This is a pretty small and non-relevant game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero playoff implications.
This is game day. Tennessee at Oklahoma. Our guy Binky is going to be there, traveling to
Boots on the ground warrior.
nowhere, Norman, Oklahoma.
Wow.
Can't wait to
can't say
experience
that.
that.
Do not edit that out. Leave
Can't
that
say
in
that
there.
Stillwater is much different, but we got Tennessee at Oklahoma. Honestly, I think this is going to be a disgusting game in Tennessee's favor. They're going to win by 3 scores.
Tennessee's
Wow.
a Death Star.
Okay, I don't know
They are
about
like
Oh, scares me.
How
Three scores? So like we could win by 9, and that still counts as 3 scores.
no.
We could win by 6. that still
21.
counts as
not
4
how the
scores.
math works.
You're going to win by 21 points. You know how
Oh my god.
Here's the thing.
Freaking me out over
I'm
here,
not.
Pat.
I don't want to freak you out, but like, how confident were you that you were going to blow out NC State? Tennessee is a good football program. Tennessee, honestly, could be top 3 in the country.
They're top 6 right now.
They could be top 3.
I'm really interested in the Bama game. Y'all get Bama at home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that. Like y'all. I honestly think y'all will be small favorites in that game.
Okay, hold on. We're focused on it's 1 week at a time.
One game
boys.
at a time.
Oh, dude,
One
but
game
Tennessee, you
at a
got
time.
a trap
These are
game
nameless.
at the zoo.
Faceless opponents. after that.
Now we're going through Tennessee's schedule.
All right,
Yeah,
Pat
trap game
has
at the
the
zoo.
I'm taking
ball.
Tennessee.
At Ole Miss.
I'm gonna
Oh
go
my
ahead
gosh.
just so I can get these emotions out of the way. I also
you play
really,
Texas?
really
Good
have
Lord.
to pee. We do
Wait,
not
do
play
they
Texas
really?
this year.
No, I'm looking at Oklahoma's schedule. Sorry.
Give me the Vols, of course. On paper, we're the better team. Emotionally, there's a lot around this game. Josh Heupel was the national championship winning quarterback at the University of Oklahoma, served as the offensive coordinator there for about 10 years before
Flood warning.
he was used as a scapegoat.
Yep.
So his moron, should I say, brother, Mark Stoops, uses his scapegoat there. Oh, Lord. Things
I
are going down.
really
are we
hope this is
dying
still
right now?
recording.
Flood
There's
warning.
a flash flood.
Everyone is
Pat,
dying.
close the garage
Yeah.
door.
I hope this is still recording.
Is it?
Oh God.
That's all right. Is the podcast still recording?
podcast.
All right, then who cares? That's all that matters.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We
Did you
keep
restart
moving.
it?
A
The what? Yeah, I just clicked it.
lot of emotional investment here for Tennessee and Oklahoma fans. Granted, Josh Heupel means so much to that university, and Josh Heupel obviously means so much to our university. But give me Tennessee. I like us to win by. I mean, I know we're 7.5 point favorites. I like an alternate spread of 10.5. I think we win this thing by 12 at least.
I like the alt spread at 10.5. I was kind of just messing around with 21
You
points.
feeling a little frisky?
But I mean, I think that's possible.
Yeah.
All right, Rick.
Who you got?
Or he already said. Sorry, Gilly. Gilly, who you got?
Oh, sorry. I think Tennessee. I think it's gonna be a closer game. Because Oklahoma's not good, but they kind of hang around, and Tennessee has a game every year where they kind of just like. I mean, even you'd agree, Binky. You kind of just like.
Oh yeah, objectively,
You just drop the ball at least one game. I think this has that written over it, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. It was a toss up.
No, I'm really glad you did that. I needed somebody to take.
You
over
broke
him.
the curse,
No,
which
this
is really
yeah,
good for
This
us.
is good for us,
Yeah.
and I really hope.
I need a win too.
Yeah, you have to start picking against.
I can't just pick
the crowd.
Yeah.
which ironically is what got you in the hole to begin with.
It's
but-
true. It's true. I always do that and just get stuck in the hole. But then, who you got, Jackson?
I got to see the Tennessee Death Machine in person. Forever scarred by that pick six. Tennessee is number 1 in EPA per play in the country, which is essentially like on a down-to-down basis, like how good are you? How effective are you
Right,
at moving
like
the
data.
ball? Data, math, analytics, science.
Analytics, yeah.
Science.
Science.
Good football team. And I'm not sure, like 10.5, maybe they win by 14 plus. Like Oklahoma's got a couple offensive linemen out. It might get ugly in Norman.
Yeah, that's fair. It's going to be rough, but we'll see. Give me the Sooners. I like the fact that...
Having heard everything you just said,
Yeah,
idiot,
let's
I'm
do
taking
snake
the
draft
opposite
back
side.
my way. I got some more thoughts. Shout out to App State. They beat ECU.
Yeah, that was big time. That was a disgusting game.
You
by
got
the
to
way.
beat Purple. Yeah, got to beat Purple. It was
How was your Greenville trip?
Greenville is a terrible place. The whole time we're there,
it's great, Alex.
It's fine. It's great.
What about the asshole of North Carolina do you not love? I should have said that.
So with Greenville, my one thing is all their promo videos for their football team, they are the ECU Pirates, which that's fine, but they're in the ocean, and Greenville is not near the ocean, and so the whole time
They do have the Tar River.
it's disgusting. So I just think that school should. I think the football program the ECU has should go to UNCW. Hot take. So shout out to Greenville.
I did feel bad watching ECU let that one slip away because they needed a big win.
They probably should have won. They definitely lost it.
They totally blew
They definitely blew
Yeah,
it.
that was-
we did
that
not
was
deserve
tough.
to win, but we snuck out, and it was packed out. I will say they packed it out. Cute. No, we only had a small section. It was a lot of purple.
Purple.
A lot of purple
Gold.
Pirates. So yeah, shout out to App. Shout out to Joey.
Shout out to the guys for another great episode.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to hit?
Yeah, I do want to hit one thing. University of Marshall University is flying into Columbus, Ohio this week. So we do know if history is forgotten, it often repeats itself. So let's hope.
Alex! Come on, man. Sorry.
I'm just giggling at a joke I heard the other day. What were you saying, Binky? Marshall's flying again?
Let's all pray for safe flight and safe charter for Marshall University. Did I miss that? Was that already said?
No, we didn't cover that, so thank you.
we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Like, and the entire time you were
Thank
gone,
you
but that's
for-
all you were talking about.
Let's hope that Marshall changed their mind and jobs bust instead of flying, because we know that doesn't work out for them historically.
Thank y'all for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe. Email us your questions at intentionalgroundingpod@gmail.com. You can Venmo us at alex.gilland. 123, and if
And
you
Binky's bets.
have
Yeah.
any things that you want us to cover, maybe your team, or you want to join us for the Devil Deck, then make sure you enter the raffle. We're giving away 21 tickets by that game, Duke or Florida State at Duke Devil Deck tickets. Yeah, we'll see y'all there, and make sure you stay grounded.